Aloha Honolulu, Data here with episode 2 of the Honolulu Huskies Custom Fantasy Draft Franchise Mode, here with the newest franchise in the NHL. We're ready to kick off our inaugural season. In the last episode, thank you for the outpouring of support. A lot of great comments from a lot of you. Going over them quickly here. GRB Gaming says, I say get Mark Giordano for some good experience. And then another notable comment was, if you do want to go for some younger guys, from Jack Ryu, who tend to grow really well, it might be worth going for Rasmus Dahlin or Jack Hughes, because I've seen them both turn into medium franchise players, and they're really good to build around if you're looking for some young guys. So first, let's address the Mark Giordano comment. I believe he's on the Detroit Red Wings. I just quickly looked up Detroit. Mark Giordano, he is here. Yeah, so Mark Giordano, he does not have a lot of trade value. I could get him. He has 3 years left at $6.75 million. He's 88 overall, which is very good. He's still going to be good for a couple of seasons. But here's the issue. If I wanted to get Mark Giordano, let's say I would trade, let's say Coburn, Bouwmeester, and a draft pick, because I don't have really prospects to throw in. Let's say maybe a third-round pick. Even that won't cut it. I offered this and they said no. So I don't really have the assets to pick up Mark Giordano, nor do I know that I really want him, because I know he's old and has the experience in terms of veteran leadership. Morale is off. It doesn't really matter to have someone who is a leader or not. I would really like to get Mark Giordano for GRB Gaming, but I don't think I'm able to pull it off. And that leads into my next point of Rasmus Dahlin and Jack Hughes. I would absolutely love a franchise player like Rasmus Dahlin on my team, but if I were to take Rasmus Dahlin, let's say I was willing to trade even someone with a lot of trade value, like not a lot of people on this team. I can't trade Silver or Rantanen. Next up is Gensel or Klingberg. So if I put John Klingberg for Rasmus Dahlin, that's still not even close. And they don't want to move Rasmus Dahlin. So even if I threw in a first-round pick, I'll go ahead and offer this, but I don't think Klingberg and a first, no, it's not even close. It's woefully insufficient. So thanks for those comments. I would love to pick those people up, but for Season 1, we just don't have the assets to get it done, so unfortunately we won't be able to do that. There is one move I'd like to make, though. I see in the free agency that a lot of players are still available, a lot of good players. Instead of playing Boone Jenner fourth line left wing, I'm thinking of picking up one of these wingers instead, probably Patrick Marleau. Good for depth. He can play with Jason Spezza, who's a playmaker. He's a sniper. I think he'd fit well in the lineup. So I think I'm going to go ahead and sign Patrick Marleau for the depth. I don't want someone long term. I just want someone who can be on this team just for this season. Boone Jenner can become a healthy scratch, and then Rocco Grimaldi can go back down to the AHL. Speaking of the AHL, I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but in the line combos of the defense, we have a +5 in the top pair. So Brad Hunt is playing like an 85 and DeMello like an 84 down in the AHL. So we should have a really good team here in San Diego. RC Pispinen, probably should have gotten someone, a 2003 draft pick. I could probably sign someone better than that. Kristen Juice, I'm looking to trade as well. I would like to get a couple picks for him. Maybe like a 4th and a 5th, or I don't think a 3rd would be able to happen, but I'll keep him on the block for now, and I'm going to trade him sometime during this season. But to kick off this year, boys, we are taking on the Arizona Coyotes at Diamond Head Arena on top of the dormant volcano on the island of Honolulu. Let's see what we can do in our first ever NHL game. Mikko Rantanen, Duke Silver, all the boys. First period, couple goals from the Huskies, Phil Danault and Joel Edmondson. I hate that the text is like white on neon yellow or whatever, mustard yellow, whatever you want to call that. It's impossible to see what the words are. Barkov scores on Martin Jones. Second period, it's 3-3. Phil Danault gets his second of the night, but Zach Hyman scores twice. This game is tied at 3. I don't know how this season's going to go, to be honest, but we're hoping for really good things here in Honolulu. And we'll see within the first little bit what kind of team we'll be. 3-3 game going late into the third period. Are we going to head into overtime for our first game? No, we won't. Jake Gensel, with 3:37 left, puts us ahead, and then he adds an empty netter, and then Gostisbehere gets another empty netter. Gostisbehere does, and we win 6-3 in our first ever game. 2 goals for Gensel, 2 goals for Phil Danault, and 1 goal, 1 assist for Joel Edmondson. So boys, that's a 1-0 season record to start it off. I also sent out my scouts and everything. They'll be good until February. So let's get this franchise mode started. Going to see certain teams doesn't have the same effect because I don't really know who's on what team, but we'll see them as we go. Like, I know Johnny Beats is on Philadelphia, Tony Klingenberg is on New Jersey, Ellis Anderson is on Nashville. So let's go and see them. Why not? That'll be a good little chunk of simulating to get this season started, and we'll see where we're at by then. Oh, a scout just signed on. That's great. Oh, and I should have Patrick Marleau. Perfect. So Patrick Marleau, I'll go ahead and stop the sim there. 7-6 win. We are 3-0 to begin the season. I think I'm going to slot Patrick Marleau in. 8 points in 3 games for Mikko Rantanen, up on that top line with that +5. You better believe it, boys. Oh no, Rantanen's on the second line. I forgot about that. Boone Jenner has 1 assist in 3 games, but I think I'm going to bring in Patrick Marleau, and I'll send down Rocco Grimaldi. So putting Marleau on the 4th line keeps it at a 0, okay, but putting an 80 overall with a playmaker, power forward, playmaker, sniper, hopefully that works out. I don't know where Marleau would fit best. It says the 1st line. Yeah, well, I'm not putting him up on the 1st line. That's not going to happen. But now with Rocco Grimaldi down in the minors, I can also slot him into the lineup to give him some playing time. Bada bing, bada boom, put him on the 3rd line, give it a +1. Okay, I know Asplund has a medium top 9 potential, but I'd rather have these other guys growing. De La Rose, maybe I don't put De La Rose. Nah, he has 3 assists in that first game. We'll keep him there. All right, so those are the lineups in San Diego and in the NHL. Patrick Marleau is on board for this franchise. We have a good mix of young and veteran presence on this team, and I'd love to try and get a Stanley Cup for Jason Spezza and Patrick Marleau especially. Braden Coburn injured groins. That's where Jay Bomeister is going to come into the mix now as we bring him into the lineup. Also another veteran who'd like to get a cup, although he already has one with the St. Louis Blues. I'd still like to get one. We are now 3-3, 3-4. If we win our first 3 and then lose our next 4 in a row, a 2nd and a 5th for Calvin DeHaan. I'll go ahead and decline that. Hurricanes are 2-6-1. We beat them 7-3. Joel Edmondson injured knee. Yikes. So Coburn will come back in for Bomeister, and then Bomeister will be replacing Edmondson, and that's how we are going to roll. 4-1 win against the Calgary Flames. Now here we go. We're 5-4-0 up against the 5-3-0 Nashville Predators. Let's see what Ellis Anderson has to say up against us. What does Duke Silver have to tell him as well? First period, 1-0, Chris Tanev on Antti Ranta. Second period, 1-1, Josh Bailey. We're being outshot 26-19 in a tight 1-1 game here in Nashville. I think it's in Nashville. Power play for us at +5 unit. Let's go. There he goes. Anthony Cirelli makes it 2-1 as we take a lead. And Martin Jones is standing tall here. Antti Ranta is playing well himself. Another late power play here. Nothing comes from that, but it's okay as Jake Gensel adds the empty netter and we win 3-1. Ellis Anderson sadly held silent, but that's good for us. 35 saves for Martin Jones, a goal and an assist for Jake Gensel. And now let's go see the Colorado Avalanche. Let's go see Jinkyo Chung and Cale Makar. Let's see what they have to tell us. Joel Edmondson is back. Perfect. Dallas is 9-3-0. Wow, we lose 9-0 against the Dallas Stars. Oh my goodness. So now we're going to be taking on the Colorado Avalanche with a deadly defense and very good scoring. Actually, I don't know. I forget their scoring. I know their deadly defense is Makar and Jinkyo Chung, but I don't know about their forwards. I can't remember all the teams that I went through. Anyways, first period here in Colorado, Jake Gensel scores on Robin Lehner. Second period, 2-1 as Duke Silver gets his first goal that we've seen in the Sims, and Nolan Patrick scores one for the Avalanche. Duke Silver. A little Easter egg for all you Parks and Rec fans, as well as if you notice when I went through the players, his number is 76 for good old 1776. Loves America. Big libertarian bellow in the Parks and Rec series. We're hanging on to the 2-1 lead late in the period, and that'll be enough. The game-winning goal goes to Duke Silver, the smoothest man in the NHL. 1 goal, 1 assist for Gensel, and 32 saves for Martin Jones. You love to see that. Let me guess, Merzlikins was in nets for the 9-0 loss. And Edmondson injures his knee again. If your knee is not good to go, then why are the doctors letting you come? You know, let's get a little chunk going. Let's go see the Tampa Bay Lightning. I know Mikey Bruno is on the Lightning. And then the game right after that against the Islanders, Eddie Fontaine is their goalie, the France international. So Edmondson, I guess I'll keep you out. Lose against Vegas. We beat the Jets, and now Phil Danault is injured. So I might move the injuries down from 12 to 10 because through the first 10 games we've had 3 or 4 injuries. So let me fix this, and then I'll change up the injury sliders as well. All right, we're good to go. Amateur Scout says good year for rookies. I don't really believe that. The first year is not the best for prospects. That's why I don't care too much about the scouting. This year we beat the Hawks 3-1. We lost to the Wild 4-3. Alessandro Girante is on the Wild. Beat the Oilers 4-3 in a shootout. Lost to the Wings 4-1. Phil Danault is back, but we can't bring him back yet. No, I'm not going to do that. Also, you know what? Before I see the Lightning, I want to go see the Capitals because I know Massimiliano Bio is on the Capitals. Then against the Blues, they're 10-8-2. We lose 3-2. Capitals are 10-11-1. We are 11-9-1 through the first 21 games of our season. First period, 2-1 Capitals to Foley and Sprong. Gostisbehere scores for us on Matt Murray. Second period, no scoring. We're being outshot 22-17. Power play for the Capitals. Nothing comes from that. Power play for us with that deadly +5. Nothing for us. Or the +3, actually, I believe, on our first power play unit. Power play is being exchanged back and forth. No one scores from any of them, though, as the Poundy Killers are working hard. And I think that the Capitals are going to pull off a 1-goal victory with a 2-1 finals. Matt Murray makes 26 saves. Couple assists for Frank Vetrano. Sim the game against the Lightning, then the one against the Islanders, and then I think we'll take a look at how the season is going thus far with the points and all that. We're an average team. I'm not sure if we're going to make the playoffs this year, but we'll see what the Stars decide. We lose 3-2 to the Panthers. Now we take on the 10-8-1 Tampa Bay Lightning with Mikey Bruno, the sniper himself. First period, 2-1. Merton, the 37-year-old, scores for the Lightning. Verana and Drouin score for us. Second period, John Klingberg gets an early goal. Chris Tierney gets one back. We lead 3-2 here in the third period. We're yet to see any goals from any opposing created players yet in these sims. Not going to complain, but hey, there's a little jinx for you, as Mikey Bruno scores on the power play to tie this game up at 3, but then Jakub Vrana restores the 1-goal lead right away. We lead 4-3 with just a few minutes left in the third period. Want to hang on tight. Can we go above 500? And we do. We get our 12th win of the season. 2 goals for Vrana, 2 assists for Joel Edmondson. And that is a nice dub in the books. Now we're going to go take on Eddie Fontaine and the New York Islanders, who are 10-6-5. The teams want Spezza, but I'm not really down to trade him. There's no reason for me to do it. My fourth line center, I trade him in a third just to get up to a second. I'm okay. First period, 2-1 game as Burakovsky and Carlson get goals on us. Jake Gensel beats Eddie Fontaine. He needs to stretch that spine out, make some saves. Second period, 2-1, and third period, 4-2. I hit the X button too many times by accident. Drouin scores on Fontaine. Koivu and Devin Tays get goals for the Islanders as we drop that game 4-2. We are 12-12-1 through our first 25 games. Now it's time to go check out our point leaders and what we are doing right and wrong with power play and penalty kill numbers. So through the first 25 games of the season, Jake Gensel is at a point per game with 25 points. Mikko Rantanen 24. Duke Silver has 22. 14 goals, 8 assists. This guy is 94 passing. It's such a classic. Snipers are playmakers and playmakers are snipers. Drouin 21 points, Klingberg 16, James Neal has 12, -7. Gostisbehere -10. Yikes, the plus minuses are really not doing well over here. Ay. Patrick Marleau 6 points in 22 games. What's going on over here in nets? Martin Jones is 10-11-1 with a .902 save percentage, a 3.39 goals against average. Elvis Merzlikins 2-1, 7 appearances though, but a 2-1 record. I guess he comes in relief a lot. I don't know. That's pretty disgusting. Definitely got to look at making some changes there on the defense, I think. Looking at the entire NHL, leading the way is Jean-Gabriel Pageau with 39 points in 26 games. What? 27 years old, 82 overall. Who's on Detroit? On Detroit, David Pastrnak, Braden Shen, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Giordano there. What? 39 points. I've never seen Jean-Gabriel Pajot sim that well. That's crazy. Behind him, Brock Besser has 37, Eichel 36, Malkin 35. Yikes. Who's leading the created players? Where do we have? Anyone? I don't see anybody yet. I guess they're not going to be there when they're only 85, right? But when they become 99s, maybe they'll show up. Derek Mongo is... Duke Silver is tied for second, but Derek Mongo leads all created players with 23 points in 24 games. Okay. Johnny Beats has 21 in 24 as a sniper. He has more assists. Once again, doesn't really make sense. Rory Cherry with the Senators has 14 goals and 5 assists. There's a sniper. That makes more sense. Can't find anybody else. Mikey Bruno has 16 points with 10 goals. Maybe if I go by rookie skaters, I'd be able to find them more easily. Yeah, there you go. Keenan Johnson has 19. Mikey Bruno there. Massimiliano Bio has 15. Tony Klingenberg has 14, 7-7 in 23 games. Even Jeremiah Gupta has 6 goals, the defensive defenseman. D'Angelo Vickers, an offensive defenseman, has a negative 14 with 9 points. Jinkyo Chong, the other offensive defenseman, has 7 points with a negative 12. Ellis Anderson has 7 points with a plus 3. And there's Roderick Cornell, who's injured. 7 games, no points, negative 2. Okay. Yikes. Well, those are the points. Our goaltending and our defense can definitely be a lot better. Let's see what the standings say about our power play and penalty kill. Our penalty kill is at, where are we? 23.2%, which is pretty good actually. Just that we're letting in a lot of goals, and our penalty kill isn't bad either. Our power play is the second best in the NHL, and then our penalty kill at 78.2 is like 5th best in the NHL. So it's not the power play and the penalty kill, it's just our defense is not very good. And I don't think our forwards are very good defensively either. Maybe that has to do with it. Sheesh. I don't know what to do really. Ghost of Spare is negative 10. Klingberg negative 8. Yikes. Maybe I need to split those guys. Oh my goodness. If you split them up, if I put Joel Edmondson on the top pair, I get a plus 5. Or I can put Tanev on the top pair, and the second pair gets a plus 5. I think I'll do the top pair plus 5. And then a plus 5 here as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Edmondson, Coburn, we split everybody up. Edmondson will play with Klingberg. Ghost of Spare will play with Coburn, and that's a plus 5 there. So he's playing like a 90. He's playing like a 92. Then Sakara and Tanev can play on the bottom pair. Even though Tanev and Sakara, Tanev probably has the best plus-minus of all the defensemen. Okay, we're going to roll like that. Hopefully Martin Jones can start to turn it around. I'm going to give Elvis a little time. He can start next game, and we'll roll like that. Hopefully the plus 5s and this broken coaching system can be used to our advantage. The Coyotes are a good team. Let's try them out. They're 17-8-0. If we can win today, we'd go above 500. We're 12-12-1 against Jeremiah Gupta and the Coyotes. First period, early goal for Riddick. Kotkaniemi scores on Merzlikins. Second period, 3-2 Barkov and Hickey. Drouin scores on Riddick. I believe Gupta's on the Coyotes. Zach Hyman scores on Merzlikins. Power play here, this would be big. We need a power play goal. Nothing comes, and switching power plays back and forth. No one can get any goals on the man advantage, as we will drop this game. Wait, James Neal, Duke Silver. Oh my goodness, we're headed to overtime. I doubted them. I doubted them. James Neal with 2.5 minutes left, and Duke Silver with a minute left. This game is tied at 4 as we head into overtime, but we drop it in overtime to Colton Parayko. You know what? We still got the extra point. Kubalik got 3 assists. All right, boys. Well done. You proved me wrong. Well done. Let's get a good chunk of simulation done now. We'll go see Johnny Beats and the Flyers, and then we'll go see Tony Klingenberg and the Devils. 4-1 win against the Winnipeg Jets. 4-1 loss against the LA Kings. 5-4 shootout win against the Capitals. 4-3 win against the Jets. 3-2 overtime win against the Wild. 5-3 win against the Kings. All right, good. Getting some wins here. 3-1 loss to the Rangers. We are 17-14-2 as we take on the Philadelphia Flyers now, who have a losing record. So hopefully that can be used to our advantage. First period, 2-2 game. Duke Silver and Shane Gostisbehere. Eric Howla scores twice, though, for the Flyers. Second period, 4-2. Jason Spezza and Chris Tanev. How do you like that? We're up by 2 here in the third period. If we can get a nice W, maybe we squeak into the playoffs. That would be really nice. Jake Gensel makes it 5-2, 6-2, let's just call it there. 8-2 is the final score, as Edmondson, Danault, and Vrana all get goals. 8-2 victory, a 4-goal third period. Duke Silver, Chris Tanev, and Jakub Vrana all with a goal and 2 assists apiece. Beautiful. Let's keep that momentum rolling into New Jersey against Tony Klingenberg and the New Jersey Devils, who, no, I'm not going to do that, who are 16-13-3. We're 18-14-2. Here we go. First period, 2-0. Tony Klingenberg and Matt Duchene get a couple goals past Merzlikins, who's in nets here for the second game of a back-to-back. Yikes. Oh my goodness, 5-0. Tony Klingenberg, his second of the night. We're down 5-0. Yikes, Elvis, man. You play against him, he wins the Stanley Cup. He plays for you, he's a piece of junk. Duke Silver, James Neal got a couple back for us. We're down 5-2. I don't think we're going to be able to come back, though. Okay. Kesa, Aho, 7-2. Call it there. 7-2 loss. Tony Klingenberg gets a couple goals. Aho a goal and 2 assists. And Justin Falk a goal and an assist. Let's keep on simulating. We've now done We've now done 35 games this season, so let's keep on going into the month of January. Now let's stop at January 1st and we'll reevaluate our situation. So a couple back-to-back losses in New York. We beat the Vegas Golden Knights and we lost the Flyers. Then we shut out the Vegas Golden Knights just a few days after that. We are 20-18-2 after the first 40 games of the season. Duke Silver leads the team with 43 points and somehow has 25 goals to lead the team in goals as well as a playmaker, but I guess I won't complain. His birthday is January 1st, just like every other player, so in the franchise created player, so now he has the age of 19. Jake Gensel, 39 points, Drouin, 35, Rantanen, 34, Vrana, -10, Ghost Despair, -13. I don't like that. I really don't like that. James Neal has 20 points, Phil Danault. Some of these guys aren't really simulating how I thought they would. Martin Jones, 17-16-1. Merzlikins, 3-3-1. He's terrible right now. So I guess Martin Jones is the guy to trust most of the time. Are there any other better goalies that I could sign in free agency? Any good free agents still here? Corey Perry is still here, 34 years old. But for goalies, anyone like an 80 overall? Oh, there is. Ryan Miller, Craig Anderson, Jake Allen. Yeah, I could get these guys would be much better backups than Elvis Merzlikins, I think. Especially if I can look at their poise here. 85 for Ryan Miller. He's leading the way right now. All these guys have 80 poise. So yeah, they all have 80 points except for Ryan Miller. Another old boy on the team. Let's see if we can get him a cup, boys, or just see if he can just have some last glory in his career. We can bring Ryan Miller on board. Those +5s on the defense, has that really worked out? Let's see how the plus minuses are looking. Edmondson is a 0, Klingberg's -6, Coburn -8, Ghost Despair -13. My goodness, really disgusting numbers. Maybe if I switch Vrana around with James Neal, put him on the third line, Neal on the second line, gives it a +3. Maybe that can do something. Yeah, let's try it out. Why not? Because Vrana hasn't been playing super well defensively, so we'll try it out. We'll keep on simulating as we're at January 1st now. Let's try and get through the All-Star break and all that. Who's a good team? Carolina's a good team. They're 22-15-3. We'll go see them just before the All-Star break. And then we will sim into February, where we have to update the scouting. Ryan Miller signs on, put him as the backup. John Klingberg has a bruised hand, so I guess we're going to have to switch things around. Putting Gostisbehere there keeps the +5. Tanev can come to the +1, and Bouwmeester will slot in on the bottom pair to get it a +1 as well. Beat the Coyotes 5-2, beat the Predators 3-1, lost to the Blue Jackets, lost in a shootout to the Dallas Stars, got shut out 3-0 by the Blackhawks, so things aren't looking great in Honolulu right now. We lose 4-3 in a shootout to the Blues, and we beat the Predators 5-1. Now we're going to take on the Carolina Hurricanes before the All-Star break. They're 25-19-2. and 3. I'm not sure if they have any created players, but first period here, Duke Silver gives us the lead over John Gibson. Second period, 3-1 as Drouin Rantanen scores. Zach Aston Reese gets one on Martin Jones. 2-goal lead here in the third period. See if we can hang on tight. Greer gets one on Jones. You know, he's not the best, but I'm glad that I have him cheap so I can move him if I ever really need to, or if I just... James Neal puts us up by 2, or if I ever just get tired of him, or if someone replaces him, either way. At least I don't have him on that really expensive deal that I would have had him on if I drafted him. So with James Neal's goal to put us up by 2, that will be enough for a 4-2 victory. He's smiling up on the second line. The second line really played well tonight. Rantanen gets a goal and an assist. Danault had 3 assists, and James Neal gets a goal and an assist. Very nice. So now we're going to sim through the All-Star break. Let's go up to the game against the Ottawa Senators. Let's go see Rory Cherry and the Ottawa Senators. And then right after that, we can see Keenan Johnson and the Montreal Canadiens before pausing to update our scouts. Cal Peterson here on waivers. 76 overall, high fringe starter. Wouldn't be bad, I guess, for the Miners to have him. He's just in the last year of his deal. You know what? I will claim him because he can play with Anthony Stolars down in San Diego. We beat the Sharks 3-1, we beat the Coyotes 4-2, beat the Lightning 5-3, and beat the Kings 5-3. All right, so our record now goes to 28, 20, and 4 as things are starting to look up on the island of Honolulu. So the Senators are 22, 24, and 6 for 28, 20, and 4. Let's see what we can do up against them before we take a little break once again. First period, goal for James Neal on Sandro Tommy. True, they have 2 created players, Sandro Tommy and Rory Cherry. Second period, 3-1 as Silver and Gensel get a couple. Ryan Hartman gets one past Martin Jones. We're up 3-1. Shots tied at 22 currently in the third period. Duke Silver gets a short-handed goal. Not much going on in the period up until then. We had a double minor, I think, or a major that we were killing off. And Duke Silver gets a short-handed goal. No, we just had back-to-back minors. And a 4-1 victory will be the final score as we take this one in Ottawa. Duke Silver, 2 goals and an assist. Martin Jones, 32 saves. Jake Gensel, 1 goal and 2 assists. Let's go, the Canadiens, 33, 19, and 3. Let's go up to this game against them. Keenan Johnson and the Montreal Canadiens. What can we do up against them? A very good team, a good test of our abilities right now. First period, 1-1, James Neal and Alex Steen. Ryan Miller got the start tonight. Second period, Duke Silver makes it 2-1 on the power play. It's hard to read those letters. I hate that they don't make the colors appropriate to the background. Joel Edmondson, is that a shorthanded goal? Yes, it was. Joel Edmondson from the blue line, shorthanded. Sheesh, my goodness, past Tristan Jarry. Bing, glove side, just ripped it by. Keenan Johnson gets a power play goal late, though, to bring his team within 1 on Ryan Miller. We're holding that 3-2 lead. Will it be enough? Yes, it will, my friends. 3-2 victory for the Honolulu Huskies. 35 saves for Ryan Miller, a goal for Duke Silver, and we take this victory. So now that we're around the time of the scouting being over, I'm going to simulate through the game against the Leafs. And then on the 8th, on the 10th, I'm going to take a pause because I think some of my scouting reports go up until the 9th. So we beat the Leafs 4-2. And then with this last game here up against Buffalo, who are 30, 21, and 4, we beat them 2-1. All right, so we have a 10-game winning streak going. We're 10-0 in our last 10. 32, 20, and 4. Duke Silver, 61 points in 57 games. Looking very good. Is his overall still 80? No, it's 86 now. Mikko Rantanen, 58 and 56. Jake Gensel, 52. Jonathan Drouin, 41. Plus minuses are still lacking. I'd like to see better plus minuses, but I guess we'll survive for now. Everyone else looking okay. Jason Spezza getting it done. Mental. In nets, Martin Jones is 25, 18, and 3, starting to turn it around. But look at Ryan Miller, 3-0-0, 935 save percentage, a 1.92 goals against average. Beautiful. You love to see that. In the entire NHL, it's Evgeny Malkin with 76 points in 57 games. Kuznetsov, Crosby, Eichel, McDavid, Kucherov, Marchand, even Pajot is still around as all the big boys. Duke Silver is the best created player with 61 points. Let's go to just rookie skaters and see who else is up here. Johnny Beats has 53 with 31 goals. Keenan Johnson, 47. Derek Mongo, 46. Has anyone else gone up in overall? Keenan Johnson is an 86, as is Duke Silver. Massimiliano Bio, 36 goals and 6 assists. Wow. This guy does not pass the puck. He just rips it wherever he has a chance. Rory Cherry also at an 86. Mikey Bruno, Tony Klingenberg, 35 points for him. Jinkyo Chong is turning it around. Now he has 35 points. He's an 86 overall. Ellis Anderson has 28 points in 53 games. Alessandro Girante looking good, boys. Cale Makar lacking a little bit compared to his line mate Jinkyo Chong. D'Angelo Vickers could be a bit better, negative 27 with 20 points. Jeremiah Gupta, no, he's on Boston. Jeremiah Gupta's on Boston, yeah. 18 points for him, the Rock of Gibraltar. And Roderick Cornell, 8 points in 26 games for him. Looking at rookie goalies, how's Sandro Tommy and Eddie Fontaine doing? Sandro Tommy is 21, 24, and 7 with 1 shutout. Good numbers, though. Pretty decent numbers for being on a bad team. Can't really blame him. And Eddie Fontaine is 19, 19, and 4 with 2 shutouts. 909 save percentage. Looking good, Eddie. The French international. Also, I just received a comment on episode 1 of Honolulu Player Search from Jirka Halby. He says that people who have done really surprisingly well in his career modes are Jesper Bratt and Andre Kesa. And I do definitely agree with that. I've seen them do very well, and they don't have a lot of value. So let me just look at how they're doing and what their value is at right now. Jesper Bratt, not a lot of value. He's playing on Florida, low top 6. He's currently at 28 points in 54 games. It wouldn't be a bad idea to pick up Jesper Bratt. He's on a low contract. And what's Andre Kesa looking like right now? If I wanted to pick him up, I saw him not long ago. He scored against us in 1 game. He's on the New Jersey Devils. He also has low trade value, low top 6 potential. He's on a bit more of, well, obviously a bit more expensive. It's not an entry-level deal. It says that he fit on the forward line, power play lines. He's a sniper and doesn't have a lot of value either. So Andre Kesa or Jesper Bratt, they would both be good pickups. What team? So Andre Kesa, let me take note of this. Andre Kesa is on the New Jersey Devils, and Jesper Bratt is on the Florida Panthers. So let me go look at those teams and see if I could work something out, possibly if it fits the lines. So I don't think it would take much to get Jesper Bratt. I was looking at Andre Kesa. He is 3 years older, so I think I'm just going to go with Jesper Bratt purely on the age, because if Andre Kesa keeps that low top 6 and his potential locks in about 3 years, maybe he won't grow as much. I don't know. I know Kesa does well, but I know for sure that Jesper Bratt simulates pretty well all the same. So I think I'm going to go for Jesper Bratt over Andre Kesa. I can't get both, but I'm going to try and follow that suggestion in the comments from Jirka. So let's go with Asplund. He has medium top line potential. He has 8 points in 44 games in San Diego. So maybe if I could package a pick off to Florida, they don't think it matches their block particularly well. Players matching my block are all way too good to trade away, so I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to have to give a pick. I think it'll be worth it to get someone like that in our lineup, to give like a 3rd round pick. This isn't the strongest draft either, so I think I'm comfortable with this. The 3rd is the main piece. The accoutrements are going to be the little, here's like a 5th and a 6th next season. What do you think about that? Doesn't mean our block particularly well. Understandable. Doesn't mean our block particularly well. That's the issue. They don't want to trade him. If they wanted to trade him with the low trade value, it'd be easy to pick him up. But low trade value doesn't mean much when they don't want to trade the player and you're playing on hard trade difficulty. Maybe I'll wait until the deadline. Maybe something will change by then. No, I'm going to wait. So I want to get him, but I'm going to wait. But actually, maybe Andre Kesa will be easier to pick up. Maybe that's the deal breaker, perhaps. He has 19 points in 54 games. He's a sniper. He's 24 years old, and he does fit forward line 1, but that's not really where I would want to put him. Andre Kesa. Ah, man. The low top 6 kind of scares me, because usually players like that don't grow the best, but I do know that he turns out okay. Let me try offering the same thing that I offered to, what would you say? We're not particularly interested. They do like the 3rd round pick, but they're not particularly interested in what I'm sending them. Let me try the 2nd offer that I sent, which included a 5th and a 6th next season. They would do that. Okay. They would do that. Okay, so let's keep note of this. I could trade a 3rd, a 5th, and a 6th with Asplund for Andre Kesa. We'll see if the other team wants to trade Jesper Bratt. We'll go to the deadline. There's no rush right now. We'll do it at the deadline, and we'll see what we have by then. But for now, let's keep on simulating. Ottawa traded DeBrusque and Beaulieu to the Tampa Bay Lightning for a couple of prospects. All right. We lose in a shootout to the Blues. Why do I keep getting offers for Spezza? He's not even on my block. I could trade Juice as well. I do want to trade Juice. So maybe Asplund with Juice and a pick could go through for Jesper Bratt. So a 3-2 shootout loss, like I said, to the Blues. Calgary Flames, we lose 4-2 against them. It's a bit scary. We want to turn it on a little bit in the second half of the season. Oh, I'm a degenerate. Oh, so Minnesota gets Oshie and Smith for your Lucas Johansson and Kopaka from the Wild. I forgot to send out my scouts because I got caught up with the trades, so I'm going to go and do that. 5-3 loss to Vancouver. Smith and a third for Ratcliffe and another guy. That's a pretty wild deal, and we just keep on losing. Okay, thankfully that's all done. Similarly, up to the deadline, I have my scouts looking at Andre Kesa and Jesper Bratt to make sure I have complete reports on them. Sent out all my scouts in the juniors. Wow, Jonathan Tace of the Canadiens from the Avalanche for 2 firsts, a second, and a prospect. That is bonkers. 5-2 loss to the Panthers. Vlasic and a third for a first, Jordan Greenway and Tarasov. Wow. These are crazy, man. Kyle Turris, Marco Scandella, and a fourth for Kachuk and a second. Man alive. Colorado Avalanche, we lose 5-0 against them. And then up against the Vegas Golden Knights, not going to trade 2/3, and we lose 2-0. So yeah, we could use the scoring, and we could use a trade here. Now the question is going to be who we go out and get, whether it be Jesper Bratt or Andre Kesa. So let's go look at the Florida Panthers. Jesper Bratt, now that my full report on him is done. So Jesper Bratt, 81 overall, 21 years old. Pro Scout says forward line 1, all power play lines, all around good person in the locker room. That doesn't really matter. And he currently has 33 points in 62 games. If I go over to the New Jersey Devils and I look at Andre Kesa, they say, hold on, Andre Kesa, they say that he has only 24 points in 61 games. He's listed as a second line forward though. Fits on forward line 1, all penalty kill lines. I think I like Jesper Bratt more, which is what I was feeling earlier, but the question will be if I can acquire him. So let's try that same deal that I had going. Let's try a 3rd, a 5th, a 6th with Asplund and Christian Juice. And we'll see how close that gets us with that with the Panthers. That's pretty good trade value. Trade rejected. It doesn't meet our block, and the value isn't there whatsoever. I would beg to differ since we're like quadrupling the trade value, but you do you, Bello. 2 7ths are not interested. Just a 7th, no, and straight up no as well. So I don't know if Jesper Bratt is going to work, although it seems as though it should with the trade value. That being said, I think I'm going to try and make a trade for Christian Juice. If I could turn what I get for him into a trade, that would be nice. But either way, I think I need to trade him before the deadline passes because I won't be re-signing him. And I'm pretty sure he expires. Yeah, his contract's expiring. I'm not going to re-sign him, nor will he want to re-sign. So I get a 4th and a 5th, 4th and a 7th. Yeah, definitely take a 4th and a 5th from whoever the worst team is. So Calgary, Nashville, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Tampa Bay. So of all those teams, St. Louis is the worst, so I'm going to go ahead and trade that. It's for 2 picks next year, so that's okay. So St. Louis, 4th and a 5th in 2021 for Christian Juice. I accept. Thank you very much. Juice was just rotting in the press box in San Diego, so I'm glad that he can go do something else with his life. Maybe the extra 4th and a 5th or something like that can push the Jesper Bratt deal through. Let's try my 3rd and 4th this year and my 3rd and 4th next year with Asplund for Jesper Bratt. You aren't where you need to be in value. Look at the value. So it looks like I'm not going to be able to get it done, at least for this season. I'm not going to get it done. That's definitely something to look forward to in the future. So my apologies. I tried to get it done. Thanks for the comment, Yurka, but we'll have to look down the road. Andre Case, I don't want to spend... I don't think he simulates as well as he could be. I don't know if I want to spend all that. Is it just because New Jersey's not a good team? No, they're a good team, 31, 24, and 6. I could get him. Do I go after Andre Kesa? You know what? If he doesn't work out, I can trade him. I think I'm going to trust the comments. We got to go with it. Let's try and get Kesa. Asplund is not doing anything for us, so just trading him would be nice to get him off the books. And then I shouldn't have to trade much else because I just traded Juice for that 3rd and 4th, that 4th and 5th. Let's see if I can just add... let's say a 5th and a 6th next season. Would that work? No. Quite close to trade fair value, so I think this will go through. So it says that Martin Jones will be sent down. but I don't know why they would do that. I'm not sure why it would say Martin Jones and not Elvis Merzlikins or anyone else like Jay Bouwmeester, but now I gotta go do politics over here. So Boone Jenner can go down to the AHL. If he gets claimed, he gets claimed. I'm all worried. He didn't, so even better. That means I can replace Asplund with Boone Jenner. He's not going to get much playing time, but just to be able to say that he's doing something with his life. He'll be back to being a healthy scratch for us next season. Kailer Yamamoto looking good. Michael Dal Cole. Okay, so Boone Jenner goes to the fourth line in the minors. That frees up a spot up here. I don't know why I would not suggest to send him down, but rather want to send Martin Jones down. But Andre Kesa is going to be coming to Honolulu in exchange for Asplund and our third-round pick this season in a bit of a weaker draft. So there we go. Asplund and a third for Andre Kesa. Welcome to Honolulu, my friend. Thank you, New Jersey. Put him into the lineup. Hopefully that gives us a little bit of a boost as we try to make the playoffs here in our first season. So I'll fix up the lines and see what we look like. So Andre Kesa will play second unit power play. I forgot that the top unit does have a +5. James Neal he has 29 goals this season, so I won't move him off of that line. Put him on the second unit. Unfortunately, in the top, in just the forward lines, if I put Kesa on the third line, it would give it a 0. But you know what? I think it might be worth it to do that. Shirley is a two-way forward, but maybe I should turn him into a playmaker. I don't know. Marlowe and Kubalik can play on the fourth line. Okay, actually, no, it'll go like that. Chiasson hasn't been doing much, neither has Marlowe. The fourth line's been pretty pits overall, so maybe Kubalik down there can help it out. He hasn't done much this season. We'll try it out like that. I know I lose the +1, but you can't always live like that because then you put 90 overalls on your bottom line. So I'm going to try Andre Kesa on the third line, and hopefully just for the rest of the season he can get some success on the power play and all that. I'm not going to make any other moves as the team is looking pretty good. It's just that the defense could be better, but unfortunately I don't really have anything to move if I were to try and get an upgrade on defense. But I should do my due diligence and look at the trade block. So there are a couple of options. Jeff Petrie in the block would be beautiful, but he does have too much trade value, I think. He fits all the lines, which is very nice, but I think I'm gonna have to look at more of a depth move, and the Toronto Maple Leafs have Marco Scandella on the block. He has just 1 year left on his deal, 80 overall. The scout says he fits all the lines. He has a +6, so I think that would be a good depth move. So I pick up someone for the third pair, and maybe I can move Jay Bouwmeester, and someone else can move out of the lineup, and that could be the new scratch, because currently the top 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I could move Sekera out, or I don't know, something like that, but Jay Bouwmeester can come out and be traded since I'm not really using him. How's Brad Hunt doing in the minors? 34 points in 50 games. Good for him. But maybe I can move even Sekera. I could trade Sekera, bring up Brad Hunt. 5. Scandella is 6. And then Sekera can be a scratch? I don't know. If I traded Jay Bouwmeester, would they want to do that straight up? I think I could definitely get that done. I'm not going to re-sign Jay Bouwmeester because he's either going to retire or not want an extension. So could I get Marco Scandella and a 5th for Jay Bouwmeester? Trade accepted. Okay. So thank you, Jay Bouwmeester. You did Honolulu proud. You're just sitting on the bench, unfortunately, and I don't think this is going to be what you want to go out on your career here. So thank you for all your service. I'm going to trade you off to Toronto. Marco Scandella can draw into the lineup now. I'm not sure if that works on the bottom pair. It does, so it keeps it as a +1. So that's how we'll look. We'll go +1 on the bottom pair. I don't think putting him down here also makes it a +1. Coburn, what's he looking like? -4 with 13 points. What the heck, why not? Let's try Scandella on the top pair, Coburn on the third pair. We'll roll like that as we go through the trade deadline. We picked up a pick and a better depth defenseman, I think, for Jay Bouwmeester, who wasn't going to do much with us. Although, you know, I like to keep the old guys on the team, but if they're not doing much, it doesn't really make too much sense. So let's go see, once again, I want to see Jinkyo Chong and Cale Makar over on the Colorado Avalanche. Beat the Penguins 6-2, lost the Devils 3-1, beat the Hawks 3-2. The Avalanche are 34, 24, and 7, a similar record to us, same number of wins. First period 2-0, Marlowe and Cirelli, very nice. Second period, 4-2. Gensel and Silver. Hobbs and Nutivara score on Ryan Miller. We're up by 2, doubling the shots. Jason Spezza, the bottom 6, is coming through in this game. Beautiful. 5-2 lead. Power play for the Avalanche. If we kill it off, no, we didn't. I was going to sim to the end of the game as Nick Ritchie scores. But then John Klingberg restores the 3-goal lead, and we'll call it a day. 6-3 victory for the Huskies over the Avalanche. The Avalanche and the Huskies, they should work together, the cold weather. But Marleau a goal and 2 assists. Duke Silver with a goal and an assist. And John Klingberg with a goal and an assist. So now we can continue to simulate now that we're in the last half of the season. Let's go see... who's a good let's go see a good team here. The Oilers, perhaps. We have a couple games against them. The Canadiens are also a good team. Let's go see the Edmonton Oilers. Why not? They are currently at 38 wins. We'll see where they are at by the time we roll around. Shut out the Leafs 2-0 with Marco Scandella against his old team. Lost in a shootout to the Wild. We shut out the Ottawa Senators. We got shut out by the Ottawa Senators. Beat the Kings 3-1. Lost to the Canadiens in overtime 4-3. Lost to the Bruins 5-4. And then against the Canucks, we beat them 4-3 in a shootout. We are 38-29-8. Pretty good record of our own. We're looking like a playoff-bound team if we can hang on to our trend here. First period, 3-2 deficit as Carlson, Connor, and Besser all score. Rantanen and Vrana for us. Second period, no scoring. We're down by 1, being outshot 29-16 here in the third period. Carlson with his second of the night makes it 4-2. And another power play for the Oilers, but Jake Gensel, right after that power play was over, now a power play for us. No, that is killed off. We're down by 1. Just 7 minutes left now. Can someone have a little magic on the stick? No, it's Bjorkvist who scores for the Oilers, and we lose 5-3. Dallas is a good team with a record of 41-26-8. Let's go and see them next week. We lose 5-4 to the Flames, beat the Canucks 5-4 in a shootout, and then beat the Oilers 5-2. We are currently in a wild card spot, fighting with some other teams. So this would be a crucial last 3 games here in the season. How's it looking? Oof, we are just in a wild card spot. So in the Western Conference, let me see the Western Conference wild card spots. Oh boy, so 88, 88, 88, 86, 89. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, I'd say, fighting for the last 3 spots. I'd say, I don't know about St. Louis. They've already played, all these guys have already played 80 games, huh? It'll be huge if we get the 2 points here. We need to get like 2 out of the next 3 games as wins. So against the Dallas Stars, the season's coming to a close here. And we need to win at least 2 of these next 3 to guarantee a spot in the playoffs. Dallas is a good team. Let's see what we can do. First period, 1-1 game. Brian Little and Jonathan Drouin. Second period, down 2-1 as Bluger scores on Martin Jones. Come on, boys. Who has some passion and quote left in their hearts? Tie this game up late. Power play for Dallas. We kill it off. Come on, boys. Where's Duke Silver, the smoothest man? Sing me to sleep with your saxophone and put some pucks in the net, my man. Oh boy, it's Jordan Binnington standing tall, and Monahan ends it, and then gets an empty netter to put salt in the wound. Okay, 2 games left in the season. We're currently in the wild card spot. The Golden Knights are right behind us, and then the Wild, now we're out of the wild card spot. We need a win here against LA. They're 32, 39-9. Come on, we need a win here against LA. Let's go, boys. We can do this. Right on the coast. We just flew in from Hawaii. Nice hot weather. We're relaxed. The muscles are good. First period, 1-1 game. Greenway and Gostisbehere. Second period, no scoring. Shots are 21-13 in our favor. 1-1 game. Who's going to get the goal? We haven't scored a lot the last few games. We need to get some pucks in the net here. Power play killed off by LA. Power play for the Kings that we kill off, thankfully. They've caught up in the shot category, but the game remains 1-1. Are we going to see some overtime action? Yes, we will. You know what? Let's go in and see some overtime action. Here in Honolulu, overtime to try and get our spot in the playoffs. Look at those jerseys, boys. Let's see what we can do. Here comes Duke Silver the other way with his nice mustache. Oh no, bad turnover. Breakaway for Nicholas Backstrom. And, oh wow, broken up though by Rantanen. No. Too many moves. No, Rantanen with a big hit. Pass it in front, Bello. Duke Silver all alone. Oh man, put it on net. Just put it, on net. I meant put it in to the empty net, bro. Don't shoot right where his pads are. Getting our first in-game look here of the Honolulu Huskies. Not sure why all the fans are wearing those fake jerseys. Those yellow. That's like doesn't make sense. Why are the fans wearing those jerseys? That's not how my jersey looks at all. Okay, whatever. Brown to Vickers. D'Angelo Vickers is here. That's true. He gets thrown to the boards by Dano. Phil Dano away, mon petit. Here comes Shane Ghost to spare. Over to Jake Gensel. Here's a chance. Shirelli. Gensel on net, Bello. Oh, just off the side of the net, I think that was. I'm not sure if he got his pad got a piece of it. Ilya Mikhaev over the blue line to Johansson. Glove save. Oh, there's a goal out of nowhere. Belly. That's what we love to see. Was that Drouin? Man, I wasn't even focused because I thought the play wasn't going to amount to anything there. As we take a huge overtime victory against the LA Kings. Get to see that again. I wasn't even focused. It was just, yeah, it was a weird play in the corner. That's like an NHL 08 goal. You come out from the side and the goalie can't cover the angle for some reason because you're just cutting, like you're making him to slide across the crease and you just backhand it in. That's such a classic. I wasn't even focused. Beautiful. Oh, wait, here's the celebration. Through the Ring of Honor, and he just paddles his way through. Duke Silver paddles his way through. Beautiful. Jonathan Drouin with a game-winning goal. That gives us 90 points in the season now. Doesn't guarantee us a spot, but it's a bit of a better standing. I said we needed 2 of the next 3 wins. We went 1-1, as now we move into our final game of the season to see if we can secure a playoff spot. We're in the wildcard spot with 90 points. Vegas is right behind us with 89. As we take on the San Jose Sharks. How does it look right now? The Blue Jackets also have 90 points. Oh my goodness, but they're out. So the Blue Jackets have 90 points, but they're out. The Rangers, what am I talking about? That's the East. I forgot the Blue Jackets weren't in the West anymore. The Wild have 90 points and they're in. We have 90 points and we're in. So the Blues could also get 90 points if they win. And then the Golden Knights could also get to 91 points, and the Wild could get to 92 points. You know what? Let's just say we win. We need to win. Win and you're in. I'm pretty sure. If we lose, good chance we're out. But if we can win, this will be big. Come on, boys. First period, we fought so hard in Honolulu this year. All the air time, the air travel. Gensel and Coburn score for us. Kiefer Bellows on Martin Jones. Second period, 3-3. Jason Spezza on Carter Hart, but McDavid and Martin Firk. This game is tied at 3. We're being outshot 30-16, but this game is tied at 3. Come on, boys. Martin Firk with his second of the night. Oh, boys, we fought so hard in Honolulu. Let's make the playoffs. Come on. 4-3 late in the game. Martin Firk hat trick. I was about to go in, but if we're down by 2. Oh, no. Kiefer Bellows gets 2. Martin Firk gets 3. I don't think we're going to make it. We need Golden Knights. Oh, Golden Knights almost. Oh, we made it. The Golden Knights also lost. Beautiful. And the Blues also lost. They didn't get to 90. Oh, boy. We made it, boys. We just squeaked in the playoffs. We made it. Oh, boy. You absolutely love to see that. A record of 41, 33, and 8 in our first season to just squeak into the playoffs. Oh boy, the Red Wings won the President's Trophy. Boy, man alive. We are the 16th best team in the NHL, just as it should be. Philadelphia Flyers were the worst team, so tough times for Johnny Beats and D'Angelo Vickers on LA. But over in our division, the Pacific Division, looking at our stats here, we had a 21.9% power play, which was pretty good. I hope Andre Queso didn't make it worse, but we'll go and check his stats in a minute. 21.9% was good for 4th best in the NHL, and our penalty kill of 84.6 was good for one of the best in the NHL as well. 6th best. Not too shabby. Now, looking at the points, Mikko Rantanen went a point per game with 82 points, 23 goals for him. Duke Silver, the playmaker, went 43 goals and 80 points. Hopefully the Calder Trophy is in his future. Jake Gensel, 66 points. John Klingberg got 60 points. James Neal had 37 goals. The real deal James Neal. You love to see that. Drouin, 53. Goes to spare, 52. Phil Dano, 46. Verana, not that great, only 38. 84 overall. Andre Queso, so what did he do with us? He scored 6 points in 19 games with 2 power play points. -8. Not that great, but like I said, I could always move him in the future. Jesper Bratt would be who I'd want to go after a bit more. We'll see. The -20 for Verana. What's his defensive awareness? 86? Come on, should be better than that. 10 of 22. I mean, his plus minus should be better than that. Yeah, plus minuses were really brutal. Marco Scandella, what did he do? He got 4 points and was a -2. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, okay. Goalies, Martin Jones was 32, 27, and 6 with 2 shutouts, 912 save percentage, 2.94 goals against. Ryan Miller, 5, 4, and 1 with a 903 save percentage, 2.78 goals against average. Quite good if you ask me for a 39-year-old. In the entire NHL, it was Evgeny Kuznetsov with 103 points leading the way. Boy, oh boy. Malkin, 100 points. Marchand, 99. Let's look at who led the created players. It was Duke Silver with 80 points, but Rory Cherry had 50 goals and 79 points. Pretty good himself. Johnny Beats on the worst team in the league got 71 in 82. Mikey Bruno had 70 points. Keenan Johnson had 70 points. Bio had 56 goals and 68 points. Mongo, 65. Klingenberg had 53 goals over in New Jersey. Once again, a playmaker, but 29 goals with 24 assists. So Jinkyo Chong had 46 points in 64 games. He must have been injured for a little bit, which hurt his point totals. Ellis Anderson had 39 points, 18 goals, which is pretty good for a defenseman. 39 points for him. Alessandro Girante, 34 points. D'Angelo Vickers, only 30 points with a -35. Yikes. Jeremiah Gupta had 24 points, 261 shots. Big boy, just loves firing the puck on net. Roderick Cornell had 19 points in 52 games. In goalies in the NHL, it was Marc-Andre Fleury leading in wins with 38. Sandro Tommy turned it around, got 36 wins, played 74 games. Wow, what a season for Sandro Tommy. 36, 27, and 11 was his record. Eddie Fontaine went 36, 26, and 4 with 6 shutouts. Pretty good numbers for Eddie Fontaine, actually. Pekka Rinne, yeah, good numbers. So that's the season, boys, here in the NHL. If there's any anyone's points totals that you'd like to see that I passed over, feel free to let me know, and I'll get it. I'll check it out before the beginning of the playoffs next episode. But moving into next episode, let's quickly just see who our opponents are going to be in the first round of our first ever playoff series. The Calgary Flames. They had a record of 46, 30, and 6. So on their team, they have Alex Radulov, Leon Draisaitl, Vladimir Tarasenko, so quite the team. Draisaitl, of course, he had a 92-point season. Claude Giroux as well. On defense, they have McDonough, Jarmelson, D'Angelo Strawman. In nets, they have Ben Bishop. So a pretty good team in Calgary. I think we can take them, though, boys, here in Honolulu. That's going to be it for this season. Next episode, we're going to run through the entire playoffs, no matter how long it is. Last thing I just want to see was player stats in the AHL. Next episode, after the playoffs, I'll see the progress reports. But Jeremy Bracco, 54 points, up to a 73 overall. Who else? Yamamoto, 39 points, no increase in overall. Peyton Krebs, 36. Okay, respectable. Good numbers there. So that'll be it for this one, boys. Thank you for watching here in Honolulu. We had a good season. We squeaked into the playoffs. I'm looking forward to our first ever playoff run. If you have any suggestions, please let me know as I move into next episode, especially concerning the lines. If you have anything to change there, it would be very much appreciated. As well with this higher poise, perhaps, Ryan Miller with 85 and Martin Jones with 80. So let me know who you think should be starting for the playoffs. If you are new to the channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button, as I'm putting out NHL and FIFA content every day. So NHL every second day, FIFA every second day, as it alternates back and forth. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.